Why were you crying when you checked your balance? Do you really think I haven't seen every tear, every overdraft, every prayer you whispered in the dark? Yes, my child, God is sending you money tonight. Not tomorrow, not one day, tonight. This is not a random message. It's a divine appointment, because your breakthrough is overdue. I saw you, sitting in the silence holding your phone, praying that something, anything, would change. You stared at your screen, afraid to check. Bills on the table, faith running thin. You've worked, you've tried, you've believed, and still, the money hasn't come. You've said, God, do you even see me? And I have waited, not because I didn't care, but because what I'm about to do in your life will be undeniable. This video is not entertainment. It is a divine message from me to you. Not a coincidence, not luck, but prophecy in real time. If you've been wondering if your prayers still matter, this moment is your confirmation. I am the God of abundance, and what I'm about to release will shift your entire life. But before I send the money, I need you to hear this first. I saw you checking your account in secret, hoping something changed. I saw the way you exhaled, slow, heavy, as if your soul had just been denied again. You thought no one noticed. You thought heaven was silent, but I was there, every moment, every ache, every empty promise from the world. And today I speak, because I need you to know you were never alone. My child, I do not measure your faith by your success. I do not bless you because of perfection. I bless you because you are mine. Even in your doubt, even when you questioned me, even when you nearly gave up and whispered, God, where are you? I was right there, counting every seed you've sown, storing every tear you've cried. Prosperity doesn't begin with money, it begins with surrender. And you surrendered, even when you didn't know you were sowing. Remember that night when your card declined at the store and you laughed to hide the sting? When you told your kids everything was fine, but your heart broke behind the smile? I was there. You didn't have to say a word. Your silence was loud in heaven. I gathered that pain and held it like a seed because I knew what was coming next. You see, pain is not punishment, it's preparation. I let you walk through lack, not because I wanted you to suffer, but because I wanted you to recognize me as your source, not the world, not the job, not the people who left. And now, that season is closing. The lesson has been planted. The harvest is on its way. But before I release the blessing tonight, you must understand why I waited this long. My beloved child, I bless your heart today. I remove shame from your story and replace it with honor. Tonight, you will not just survive, you will overflow. In the name of my abundance, it begins. You assumed I was silent because I didn't care. But silence is not the absence of love, it is the preparation of glory. You cried, and it felt like heaven was deaf. You prayed, and the doors didn't open. You waited, and nothing came. But I need you to understand something now. I was never ignoring you. I was preparing the perfect moment to answer. With fire, with favor, with fulfillment. When I am silent, I am building. When I don't respond right away, it's because I'm working on something bigger than you asked for. You wanted enough to get by. I was preparing enough to overflow. You asked me to fix the debt. I planned to break the entire cycle of lack. But if I answered too soon, you might have settled. You might have seen me as a helper, instead of recognizing me as your provider. Do you remember that job you didn't get? You thought it was a missed opportunity. But had you taken it, you wouldn't be where you are right now, on the verge of something supernatural. I let that door close because behind it was a trap. And the one I'm about to open, it's dripping with destiny. Delay is not denial. Silence is not abandonment. When you couldn't hear me, I was still holding you. When the world went quiet, I leaned in closer. I speak loudest through my actions, and you're about to witness one. But before I act, you must remember this. Your praise in the silence is what unlocked the blessing. My child, I cover your heart with peace. No more wondering, no more fear. My hand has always been on you. Tonight, you will see why I stayed quiet, and you will thank me for it. I heard your praise when it made no sense, and that sound, it shook heaven. You thought my silence was rejection, but I was listening the entire time. And do you know what pierced through that silence, louder than anything else? Your faith. Not the kind spoken in church, but the kind that cried amen while the bills were unpaid. The kind that lifted your hands while your heart was breaking. That kind of faith makes noise in the spirit realm. Every time you chose to trust me without seeing proof, every time you said, "God, I still believe," while you lacked, you sent a sound into the heavens that cannot be ignored. Faith without sight is the loudest declaration of love, and you made it, over and over. Even when nothing changed, you changed. You grew roots in the silence. You matured in the waiting. You praised me when it cost you something, and now I will reward you openly. Remember that morning you gave your last $20 to someone else, knowing you had nothing left for yourself? The world called it foolish, but I called it holy. You sowed in famine, you gave in lack, and what you didn't know is that heaven took record, and tonight the ledger is being balanced. Faith doesn't whisper. It echoes. It doesn't fade. It travels. What you did in secret is being shouted in heaven right now, and my angels are moving on your behalf. Because your sound reached my throne. But now that I've heard your faith, it's time to show you what I can do with what's in your hands. I bless your faith today, the kind that stood in darkness. You are not forgotten, you are not forsaken, you are favored, and heaven is responding tonight. Don't tell me you have nothing. I gave you something, and what's in your hands is enough for a miracle. Because you trusted me without seeing. Because your praise rose up in the middle of your lack. Now I'm ready to respond. But first I ask you the same question I asked the widow through Elisha. What do you have in your house? You keep praying for a harvest, but I need you to look at your seed. I never send increase to empty hands. I multiply what's already there. And yes, even if it looks small, even if it feels like just a jar of oil, I can multiply it. What you have, your gift, your business idea, your voice, your skill, you've been overlooking it, but I've been waiting for you to surrender it so I can stretch it. The widow thought she had nothing, just one jar of oil. But I used that oil to pay her debts, rescue her sons, and fund her future. Not because she had much, but because she obeyed. She gathered the jars, she poured out the oil, and every time she obeyed, I poured more. Stop cursing what looks small. Start blessing what I've already placed inside you. You don't need more. You need faith in what you already have. The miracle isn't in more stuff. It's in the obedience to use what you've been given. Tonight, I'm not just sending money. I'm multiplying purpose. But when I bless you, it won't be just for you. It's because there's an assignment attached to this abundance. I bless what's in your hands. I call your oil enough. I declare it will not run dry as you obey. Your hands are about to overflow because your faith unlocked my provision. I'm not just sending you money to fill your pockets. I'm sending it to fulfill your purpose. You've asked me for abundance. You've cried out for overflow. And now, I'm releasing it. But my child, understand this. Wealth without purpose is waste. And I do not waste blessings. I'm blessing you so you can build, so you can feed, so you can free others, the way I'm freeing you. You are not just a recipient, you are a vessel. When I pour into you, it's so that others may drink. Your breakthrough is not just for your bills, it's for the calling I've placed on your life. Prosperity is never the end, it's the fuel for divine assignment. There was a woman who received an unexpected inheritance. Her first thought was to buy more, indulge more, but her heart paused. She remembered a family down the street, 3 kids, no food. And in that moment, she realized, this blessing wasn't just for me. She gave. And when she did, the blessing returned to her in unexpected ways. A better job, favor she didn't apply for. Why? Because she understood the assignment. You are not just someone who receives, you are someone I can entrust with overflow. And tonight, before I release what's coming, I ask, what will you do with it? Will you hoard, or will you heal? Will you consume, or will you contribute? I am preparing you now, because what's coming is heavy and holy. But before you hold the blessing in your hands, you must defeat the voice that says you don't deserve it. I sanctify your blessing, my child. I attach purpose to every dollar, every opportunity. You will not waste what I give. You will walk in generosity, in joy, and in divine calling. And as you give, even more will return to you. The greatest enemy of your breakthrough isn't in your bank account, it's in your thoughts. I've shown you your assignment. I've revealed the reason for the blessing. But now, before I place wealth into your hands, I must heal your mind. Because what good is prosperity if you still live with a poverty mindset? You've believed lies for too long. Lies that said, you're not worthy. Lies that whispered, you'll always struggle. That kind of life isn't for people like you. Maybe God blesses others, but not me. These voices were not from me. They were sent to keep you small, because the enemy knows, if I free your mind, your finances will follow. There was a man who never believed he could be wealthy. He'd grown up watching lack, hearing struggle, feeling shame. Even when I opened doors for him, he walked through them with fear, waiting to fail. Until one day, he prayed differently. He said, God, don't just bless me, renew me. And I did. And when I shifted his thoughts, I shifted his income. Peace came, opportunities found him, because he finally believed he was worthy of more. If you see yourself as broken, you'll live below your blessing. But if you see yourself as beloved, you'll begin to walk in the prosperity I've always promised. So today I ask you, what are you thinking about yourself? Do your thoughts reflect my truth or the world's trauma? Before the money arrives, I need to upgrade your mindset. Not just to receive it, but to carry it without fear. Because what I'm about to do, it's not just about numbers in your account, it's about the condition of your heart. I silence every lie that has haunted you. I break every thought of unworthiness, scarcity, and shame. You are my child, worthy of abundance, called to overflow, chosen to carry wealth with wisdom. Let this be the day your thoughts align with my truth. Before you check your account, check your heart, because I care more about your character than your cash. I've been restoring your thoughts, lifting you out of the lies that held you back. But now, we go deeper into the core of your intentions. Because I'm not just sending money, I'm sending a test. The blessing you're about to receive will be significant. It will shift your life. But if your heart is not aligned with my spirit, that blessing could become a burden. Did you ask for more so you could shine, or so I could be glorified? Will you give when I prompt you, or will you grip what I gave, fearing it will vanish? My child, your heart determines the flow, not your talent, not your grind, your heart. There was a young woman who prayed for years for financial freedom. I answered her. The job came, the income multiplied, but soon she stopped praying, stopped giving. Her heart drifted, not because of the money, but because she wasn't prepared to carry it with purpose. I don't say this to shame you, I say it to shield you. Wealth doesn't change you, it reveals you. And what I want to reveal in you is humility, wisdom, generosity, and faith. So before you check the numbers, ask yourself, am I ready to honor God with what He gives? Because now that your heart is open, the miracle is in motion. Purify my heart, Lord. Remove greed, remove fear, remove pride. Let me handle the blessing with worship, with wisdom, and with compassion. Let this wealth never take your place in my life. Only magnify your name. You can't see it yet, but angels are already moving on your behalf. You've surrendered your thoughts, you've opened your heart, and now something has shifted in the unseen realm. Heaven is responding. Miracles rarely make noise at first. They don't always knock on your door with flashing signs. But in this very moment, as you listen, waves are forming, chains are breaking, doors are unlocking. I've dispatched answers. I've stirred hearts that owe you favor. I've placed your name in rooms you haven't entered yet. What you ask for in secret, I am now manifesting in full view. Not because you earned it, but because you believed when it looked impossible. There was a man who felt led to tithe even when he was behind on rent. Everyone called it foolish. But what they didn't see was this: his faith initiated movement. Within days, an old employer called with an unexpected bonus, a canceled debt, a scholarship he didn't even apply for. Coincidence? No. Coordination, that's what I do. I line up people, places, and moments in divine sequence. What you're waiting for is already on the way. But now, I ask you to shift your posture from hoping to expecting. Speak as if it's already done. Praise me as if it already happened, because your miracle is not coming, it's moving. And now, my child, get ready, because in the next 10 minutes, something is about to break open. I declare, your miracle is in motion. The release is near. I bless the flow, the favor, the finance, and the fulfillment. May you walk in divine timing and see with eyes of faith. In the next 10 minutes, something will shift, not just in your account, but in your life. Your miracle is no longer a distant concept. It's here, close, breathing on the edges of your reality. But now, my child, I need you to prepare. Because what happens next requires full surrender, full faith. This is the part where many turn away, where doubt creeps back in. Maybe it won't happen for me. What if I get my hopes up and nothing comes? But I say this to you with urgency. Hold your ground, stand in faith. This is not the time to shrink. This is the time to stretch. Miracles move at the speed of obedience. If I prompt you in these next moments to give, to call, to pray, to act, don't delay. Your yes in this window could unlock the wealth I've already released. There was a single mother who felt prompted to give her last $40 to a friend who was struggling. She hesitated, but she obeyed. 10 minutes later, she received a notification, an unexpected deposit from a refund she never knew she was owed. Why? Because faith acted in alignment with my timing. And when faith and timing collide, the heavens open. I don't operate on the world's schedule. I move by purpose, not pressure. And when I say now, I mean now. If you feel something stirring inside you in this very moment, don't ignore it. You're not imagining it. It's me. So go ahead, check your account, look again, because the blessing you've waited for, it's arriving now. Lord, prepare me for this moment. Let my spirit stay in step with your spirit. Let my yes align with your now. And let the release come with peace, with purpose, and with power. This is the moment I promised you. The wait is over. The blessing is here. You've prayed. You've wept. You've praised me in the storm. You stood when you could have quit. And now, heaven is rewarding your faith. Not tomorrow, not later, but tonight. I do not speak in vain. When I say I will bless you, I do. When I say money is coming into your hands, it arrives. Because I am the God who watches over my word to perform it. What you feel right now is not coincidence, it's me. Confirming what you already knew deep down, you're about to step into overflow. But not just to have, to heal, to serve, to elevate others with the same grace I'm giving you now. This money, this miracle, is not a transaction. It's a divine transfer. There was a man whose account sat at zero. He was faithful, but weary. One night, after praying this very prayer, he checked his balance one more time. He blinked, refreshed the screen, and there it was, an unexpected deposit. More than enough. He wept, not because of the money, but because he knew God had seen him. Tonight is not just another evening, it is the hour of release. And as you check, as you breathe, as you wait, know this, you are already standing in the answer. This is the Psalm 23 moment. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. No more begging, no more barely getting by. You are walking in divine supply. Can you feel it? The weight lifting? The tears welling up? Your Father has kept his word. God is sending you money tonight. Not because you deserved it, but because you believed. I bless the money that is arriving now. I bless your heart to steward it well. I bless your hands to sow and to build. I bless your future to reflect my glory. And I bless your life to be the proof that I still answer prayers.